I had come back to the United States and I went to I loved Barnes and Nobles back. I would spend hours in Barnes and Noble. I found a book and I kid you not, it was Business Plan for Dummies. Remember the For Dummies
I love the
books?
Dummies
I
books.
love the
Yeah.
dummy
Yes,
series.
they're
So,
great.
yeah, I bought the book Business Plan for Dummies. At this point, I had no experience in business, no experience in finance or anything of that nature. Read the book, and this was back in 98, 99. So the internet was going crazy, the internet boom. So I said, well, why don't I write a business plan for an internet startup focusing on English education in Korea? Because I thought there was a definite need. Because in Korea, they had what's called mute English. You learn, listen passively, but you don't say a word, right? So you studied English for 15 years when you can't even have a small conversation. Anyway, so I wrote a business plan and I sent it off to some of my friends who are working in Silicon Valley who are still in the Bay Area. And a couple weeks later, they said, "Hey, can you fly to San Francisco? We want you to meet with a couple of funds and angel investors who are interested in funding you." And I was shocked. I was surprised. I didn't really think anything would happen from this. But this was a fervor back
That was
in
a
that
time.
time.
That was the time.
Anything with
You wrote your
internet
business
and
plan on
yeah.
a napkin and then it got
Yep.
funded. I mean, not to disparage your business plan. I'm sure it was
Well, mine
fantastic.
was pretty long. It was pretty detailed, but I had to be honest, I didn't really imagine that I would get funded so especially so quickly and easily. And I had a few meetings and they said, "Yeah, sure. Here's $3 million." Back
That's
then.
a lot of
And
money.
I was a student, remember, right?
Yeah.
Uh and and I said, "Oh, I guess I have to start a business now." So that was my first business. I was sort of kind of, I wouldn't say forced into it, but I had no choice because people are throwing money at me. So I started my first internet company, or my first company in general, back in 1999.
But I have
Eng-
a quick
Mhm.
question for you, just to interrupt your story for a moment. When you received $3 million from investors, what did that feel like? Were you
Well, it was actually surreal because I didn't really know the investment and financial aspect of it. You know, I just said, I just threw a number out there. And also the valuation was crazy. I mean, I just basically had an idea in my mind, like you said, you know, an idea on a napkin, and I asked for something like 20 times or 30 times valuation, I think. And they said yes. And back then, you know, good ideas were getting hundreds of times valuation you know, just from seed round. So I was like, okay,
Did you feel, it sounds like there was a pressure moment though, where
it
you went,
was.
oh, wow, this is real.
This is real. And so when I came back to Korea, started hiring people, um, you know, got an office, you know, hired developers, and it was getting pretty real. But for me, that money, I think because I didn't have a good relationship with money, I didn't realize that, well, you know, with that $3 million, I have to actually make more than that in order to be sustainable. You know, I just thought, okay, someone's giving me $3 million. I need to make this project. I was still in sort of academics mode, right? You do a project, you finish the project, you get a grade, and you're done. You know,
yeah.
people
It's
clap and say,
interesting.
"Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations! Here's your A, or here's your dissertation you passed, or whatever," and
They
then
don't
you're done,
clap in
and then you move
business.
on
They
to
say,
yeah.
there's a whole new, go
So
get more, do more.
exactly. So that was really like, you know, dunking my head into a big bath of ice water. It was really shocking, and it was a very sink or swim kind of moment. I had to learn on the fly, um, and you know, also reporting to the board and doing IR. I mean, all of these things were brand new to me. And so,
How'd you
yeah,
do?
very different. Well, it was doing really well. We launched in late '99, I think, and we got a lot of fanfare. And we even won awards from the government because it was groundbreaking stuff you see every day today. But remember, this is 26, 27 years ago. Very multimedia. We created apps where we had voice recognition, so you would speak into the microphone, and it would pass if your pronunciation and grammar was correct. We had test databases that generated tests on the fly. We had animation where you can put your voice into the animation and speak. So a lot of sort of multi-way, I mean, not unilateral, but you actually had to participate, right, in multimedia content. However, in spring of 2000, the internet bubble burst. So my second round of funding, third round, fourth round, I think I had 4 or 5 tranches planned at the time, all dried up. And, it was disaster after that. So I had to spin. And in order to survive, I created a content development and application development company, which then I developed learning management systems and contents and applications for education companies and universities.